Wanted Dead is no ordinary third-person action game. The core gameplay comes from the creators of Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive, some of the most challenging and rewarding games ever made. Wanted Dead boasts true hardcore challenge and hands over a set of tools to overcome even the toughest enemies. Wanted Dead is a unique brawler that combines close encounters with shooting and demands that the player juggle between the two, constantly throwing different types of enemies their way. The player is equipped with a powerful ranged weapon right from the start, but solely relying on Hannah's rifle won't get you too far. The enemies drop ammunition and secondary weapons that can be equipped by the player. Picking the right secondary weapon for an encounter could be the difference between life and death. One of the keys to success is staying on the move, combining run and gun mechanics with sword combat, slide and charge attacks, occasional grenade tossing, and takedowns. The player should not expect to sit this one out in cover. The enemies will overrun Hannah in mere seconds. Wanted Dead is a hard game in the tradition of the Japanese classics that inspired it. This means it requires mastery. Blocking and countering enemy attacks are the fundamental skills required to progress. Hannah's pistol is no ordinary sidearm given to the players in case the main and the secondary weapons run out of ammo. Hannah's pistol is an essential ingredient to be used in combos and your parry weapon to stun enemies mid-attack animation, opening them up to deadly and stylish finishing executions. Countering ranged attacks from shotguns and grenade launchers sometimes is the only way to make it out alive. Button mashing and Wanted Dead go together like oil and water. The starter pack of combos will take the player through the first 20 minutes of the game, but that won't be enough. This is where the skill tree comes into play. Unlockable skills are divided into 3 categories: offense, defense, and support. There's no right order to spend these experience points on new skills, since each player can tailor the experience to their own liking. Some players rely on their teammates' support, others prefer defensive strategies when in combat, and some want to rush into the action like a one-man army. We manage to serve them all. When you have to kill, do it in style. Wanted Dead features over 50 unique finishing moves that took over 100 hours of motion capture and a group of dedicated stuntmen to put together. The takedowns explode in variety and feature situational kills, environmental hazards, and unique takedowns created for specific enemies. Where else in the world would you be able to drive a pickaxe through someone's skull? Even though the finishing moves add to the visual variety of the on-screen mayhem, they serve a tactical purpose too, replenishing lost health. It's not as easy as press X to win, but the players will soon find out that executing takedowns will help them progress through the game and make certain encounters beatable. Hannah's ultimate attack, unlocked very early on in the game, will help the players stack up staggered enemies and execute chain finishers that can take down an entire room full of enemies. Here's how finishing strikes work. Each enemy in Wanted Dead has an invisible stamina bar. Melee enemies usually have more stamina than ranged fighters. The stamina bar depletes slowly as enemies are being damaged. Once the stamina hits 0, the enemy enters the staggered animation and can be executed by the player. Last moment parries with the sword or sidearm automatically drain the stamina. This is when you want to go in for the kill. Wanted Dead uses a smart system of triggering finishing animations. First, the algorithm looks for a possibility of an environmental kill, or a situational kill using the enemy's own weapon, or a basic finishing move that is not tied to any specific condition. The algorithm also ensures that you have a visual variety, constantly rotating the takedowns. The finishing moves are not only visceral and gorgeous looking, they serve a combat purpose as well. Leaving some enemies staggered is a clever technique to clear out the room and replenish lost health. We had a lot of fun making these available to the players, and we hope you will have a lot of fun slicing and dicing through Wanted Dead.